I'm going to a job interview of all things. Very last second. Very last second. I had gotten a job at Fry's. I'm gonna try to keep this quick because I got to go over there. I got a job at Fry's previously, but then fucked it up because I didn't check my email and they sent me my schedule, so they fired my ass. But I've been on many jobs in my life, or many job interviews, and I've had many jobs in my life, and so I need to start making money because I need to start contributing and stop being a bum. And I feel like maybe it'll motivate me to do more things. It's just not good to sit in the house all day and like be productive on very rare occasions. So we'll see what happens. I'm gonna go and I'll let you guys know how it goes. 12 minutes early. I'm never 12 minutes early. I'm thinking I go in 8 minutes before it's my scheduled time. I have to pee, but I think I could do the interview while having to pee. We'll see what happens. I just got back from work and I just wanted to say while it's fresh in my mind, just that I'm hoping that, because I always think I'm like, man, when I have a job, I'm like, man, if I didn't have a job, I'd have so much free time, I could get so much done, and then I never do. And I think that's just because I need incentive in order to do things. I can't just do things on my own. I have to feel like shit in order to have the motivation to really do things. And so, one, I am doing this job so that I can contribute and not be such a leech. But also, I'm hoping that I hate working. I hate working, but maybe I'll find something else. But I won't find something else until I won't quit until I find something else, if I ever do. But I'm hoping that feeling like shit, not wanting to go to work, and kind of hating it is going to motivate me to do things that I need to do, like YouTube. That's the hope right now. And so it's only day one, and I'm not going to be working that many hours. But I'm already thinking, I'm like, man, doing a fucking coding job would be fantastic. Doing YouTube would be fantastic. So, I might combine this with a different video because I don't want to yap too much. But that's the goal right now. That's the hope. So I just wanted to update. I have a job now. I'm going to try to stick with it. And I'm hoping it motivates me to do what I've needed to do for a long time now. And I accidentally pulled an all-nighter because I didn't want to go in. So here I am. We'll see how it goes. I stayed up once again for 24 hours. I don't really mean to. It's just that night comes and then I'm like, I don't feel like going to sleep because if I go to sleep, it'll feel like 1 second has passed and then I gotta go to work and I'm not ready to go to work and then I'm dreading work. Pretty much when I get like day off, like right now, I just got off. I feel good today for the rest of today because tomorrow I don't work. But then tomorrow is when it feels like I'm just waiting until work starts. So like I'll wake up tomorrow and it feels okay, but then eventually it gets like 12 hours till work, 11 hours till work, 10 hours, 9, 8, 7, 6. I think I've maybe said this before. And I don't count sleep, obviously, because even though, yeah, I should count sleep probably, but like in terms of like my conscious being like, I'm counting down until I perceive that I'm gonna go to work. So like obviously if sleep doesn't feel like 8 hours, like if I do get 8 hours of sleep, it doesn't feel like 8 hours, it feels like 1 second. So I know as soon as I close my eyes and fall asleep that it'll feel like a second has passed and then that's me going to work. And so I just was really not feeling it, and then 1 a.m. went to 2 a.m. to 3 to 4, then on to 5, and then I'm like, oh fuck, 6, and then 7, and then I'm like, oh fuck, and then I fucking feel horrible. Go take my girlfriend to work, and I came back and I said, I was like going back and forth all the time, but then I was like, I'm not going. Like I've been up all night and I'm dreading this shit like a motherfucker. I don't want to go. And I know it's not even that bad. Like I logically know it's not that bad work. But for some reason, like my brain just like obsesses in terms and like just gets filled with dread. And so I wasn't gonna go, but then eventually, like I kept thinking about all the consequences that was gonna happen and all the freaking horrible things, and I was like, fine, fuck it. That's what I basically said in my head. And I'm like, fuck it, I'll go. Fuck. And then I fucking go, and I'm really glad I went, because what I want to just mention in this short little clip is that, like, the contrast between the two different realities that I could have, like, went down today is insane. Like, I went to work, and yeah, I was fucking tired, and definitely towards the end I started getting fatigued and tired and hungry and all that, and I was like, I got a long ways to go and stuff like that. But overall, it obviously wasn't that bad. There's always worse in my head beforehand. And now I'm really glad I went, because now I get to have a good rest of my day. Whereas if I didn't go, then I would have to call out with an angry manager, wonder, just feel so much shame towards that. Know that the next time I go in, I'm going to have to feel tons of shame. I'm going to be sitting here feeling like shit all day. I'm not even going to utilize my time at all. And when my girlfriend gets home, she's going to be mad, and she'll be mad all day. And I'm going to feel like shit because I know I should have fucking went. And I'm going to feel like an absolute bum. And I'm going to have to say, oh, swear to God, next time I'll go. But I've said that before, and all this horrible, just feel like really bad about yourself, and just like, but now I get to sit here with a clear head and like have a good rest of my day and be like happy, and I can like go and I can maybe go out to a restaurant or go out and do something or something like that, but I have the day ahead of me. Whereas if I didn't go, I just feel like trash. So, I would love to pretend like I'm going to remember this next time work comes around and it'll be an easy choice, but it won't be. And that's what I got to work on. I just got to work on my dread. I don't know why, because I know it's not that bad. But for some reason, my brain's like, fuck. I think it's because early on in my life, I realized that I could just fucking avoid things if I wanted to. Like, I started fucking missing the bus on purpose, so that I had whoops, and then I had to walk to school, which took a lot longer, so I got all that time to myself to just kind of think. And I remember doing this exact same thing where I just stay up as late as humanly possible before I have to go back to work, usually on like a Sunday right before Monday hits. I remember staying up super late, being like, I really don't want to go to school at all. And then eventually I discovered that I could just ditch. And so I started doing that. And eventually that led to high school dropout stuff. But obviously, like, kind of like with the alcohol thing, like all these things feel really good in the moment. It's just like a huge relief to not have to do these things or whatever. But then obviously the repercussions eventually catch up with you. And it just affects you really negatively. So I'm happy I went. I just wanted to mention that. And I wish I would have made a video detailing how horrible I felt this morning. But I felt so bad that I didn't even want to fucking make a video. Like, I felt so irritated. If I feel kind of sad and stuff, making a video can feel therapeutic. But when I'm irritated, I don't fucking feel like doing that. But yeah, I still. Yeah, and by the way, every time I'm about to go to work, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking call out, but I'm gonna do school and stuff. I need to learn how to keep that energy when I am done. Like, once right now, I just got off work. I gotta keep that same, because the stress isn't there, so it's not as like, there's not a fire burning me, pushing me to do like a school or something like that, or YouTube videos, aka pushing me to improve my life. I only really make those big movements when I feel like the flame directly on me, but I forget so easily. And like right now, the flame's not on me, even though I just went through that. Like, I just went through a shitty job that I don't want. It wasn't that bad in the moment. Like, I don't want to be working this job, and I just did it, and I already forgot, like, or at least I already emotionally forgot about it, about how much I want to get out of this fucking place and get out of all these entry level jobs and start working towards something that's actually gonna be fucking fulfilling and give me like pay well as well. I already forgot, and that's my big issue. I forget so easily. I forget it, and with everything, with every bad part of my life that has ever happened, I forget about it. Like, I remember the other day how afraid I was every day of like, I don't know why, but like of like death or serious harm or like violence, an act of violence occurring to me or something like that. And I remember feeling that so deeply and being suspicious of every single stranger. But I forgot about it because it's a little bit better nowadays. I'm still like cautious, but it's a lot better nowadays, or a little bit better at least. And I just forgot about how I felt during that time, or when I was a little kid and felt very lonely and sad or whatever. I forgot about that time. Or when I was going to school, I forgot about how I felt during that time. There's all these times that like should push me towards improving myself. I forget within like 30 seconds of it being over, and that's annoying. I wish I could capture my emotion and like relive it the same way you could like capture a fucking scent in a candle or something. I wish I could do that so that I could relive it like as close to the actual feeling as humanly possible, so that I can remember and I can be motivated to keep going. But I guess the must I have is these videos. But obviously, I'm talking about things that have happened all throughout my life before I even started this channel, and honestly, a video can't even do it justice 100%. So I don't know. I gotta learn how to not forget, and maybe that's just how it is. And I don't know. I don't know what to do. I gotta try to solve this problem. So I'm gonna try to figure it out and try to think about it more. But yeah. Another comment. I was trying to think the other day of like why I feel so much dread towards work, because it's not like just like, ah, man, I don't want to go work. It's like a deep dread, like a fucking like I'm being sent to like slaughter or something. And I was trying to wonder why I feel that way when it seems like so many other people, and I'm not saying that they enjoy it. Obviously, they don't want to be there either. But like, I don't know, why do I feel this deep, deep, deep dread? And I was thinking that maybe I came to one of the possibilities that I think is probably, or at least a big factor, maybe, is that like working these kinds of jobs is kind of like an emission of like, or not an emission, but it's like sorry, my phone died. Um, I'm thinking that like it's because I'm 26 and I'm working these entry level jobs, and my brain knows that it is not where I want to be. And so it is like basically giving me a midlife crisis in the form of in a different form. And it's probably making me feel this way because it's like, you need to get the fuck out of here. What are you doing? I thought we were gonna become a YouTuber, and you're 26 and you're doing this kind of job. So even though it doesn't feel exactly like how my midlife crises feel that I have almost fucking every night, um, it's like a different form of that, I believe. And I think it's my brain flipping the fuck out and flooding with me with negative emotions because I'm not doing what I want to be doing. And then that also ties into the fact that my brain goes, is this forever? Is this how my life's going to be forever? And then that also just floods me with horrific emotions too. So it's because it doesn't want to live that way forever. It doesn't want to live that way for another 5 years. Like, it's basically trying to probably push me to get my shit together. And so I think that's why I feel so much dread. You know, being forced to be somewhere you don't want to be when you figured you'd be in a better position and you have no one to blame other than yourself. I guess that's a lot to come to terms with. And every time I work, it's like another reminder. It's like another look in the mirror, like no hiding, no distractions. You know, that's also probably what it is too. There's no distractions. There's no phone. There's no YouTube video. There's no video game. And so I'm forced to confront reality, which honestly is probably a good thing. I think I need that for sure. And I said that too. And me and my girlfriend talked about that, where it's like, working would actually be good in that avenue, because when I don't work, I don't actually utilize my time because there's no pressure, there's no flame. So working a shitty job that I don't want to work is actually good for me because it's going to push me to try to get better, hopefully. uh, and hopefully utilize my time that I do have off in better ways. Like I need to be uncomfortable so that I can seek something better. If I'm comfortable, then I don't do anything. And so actually, there's no way I'm actually going to be able to do this, but I should be grateful for how shitty I feel before work. And I'm not going to be because I feel bad, obviously. But in a way, now that I'm talking through it, I should be somewhat grateful because I need to know how bad I don't want to do this type of shit so that I can work towards what I've always wanted to do. And I did film my YouTube video the other day. I was super happy about that. For the first time in 3 years, I filmed another video, and I'm hoping to be more consistent. But another problem, maybe I'll talk about it later, is I tend to rest on my laurels a lot. So when I record it, I'm like, or like say I do something like that, I record a video, then I'm like, and then I rest for like 2 to 3 weeks, even sometimes a lot even longer. It could be a lot longer, a couple months. But I feel satisfied. But it's like, nah, you do it, be happy you did it, feel a little bit satisfied, but like get back to it. Like I should have been editing already, so I want to try to edit today or soon and get that uploaded. I just want to make moves, but that made me really happy because it's like the first step towards YouTube again, and I want to keep that ball. I want to try to keep it rolling, get it rolling, and then I want to keep it rolling as much as humanly possible. I don't know if this is gonna make it in because I don't really know what to add, but basically what happens every day is that the day before I work, I get really, really, really depressed, and then sometimes I literally stay up all night. And then I go to work and I'm dead, or I guess I went to bed at a good time. And then I just feel really bad at work or before work, like right now. And then at work, I just talk shit about myself in my head all day and remember. And I was saying this to my girlfriend. I was just like, I don't know really why. I just remember think about every single failure I've ever made in life, and I just literally beat the fuck out of myself all day. And then think about how fucking long it's gonna take for the shift to be over. And then when it's over, I literally am like, thank God. And I don't even work that much. But even when I was working full time, I've always, part time or full time, I kind of always have this feeling. And I don't know why I do, because it's really not that bad at all. But I don't know how to not feel what I feel also. I don't know how to force myself to like think about it normally and logically, whereas like literally not that much and I need it to get paid. So I don't know. I felt really bad yesterday and today before going to work, but surprisingly I feel pretty good overall. And I don't want to jinx it, but I'm just going to save it for the video. Time's moving by pretty fast. I hope it doesn't slow down now that I said that. Some key points that always help me out that I don't do very often, especially in my past, but now I'm doing some things a little bit better. But taking a shower the night before. I used to always take showers the day before, and I would wake up and be like, fuck this, I'm going back to sleep. And then I'd go and I'd be crusty, dry, super dry in the face, a little bit smelly, got to cover it with deodorant, and then I just feel horrible, greasy in the hair. And so obviously I'm still like messy, but I'm clean at least. And so shower the night before, do everything, and I feel that helps so much. I feel so good today because I'm clean, and I got clean clothes. Oh, that also helps. Putting the clothes out the day before. All of these are fucking, like, you look up things and it's tips, but it's like, I don't know, it takes me a long time to like do stuff. And even though it's been said to me 10 million times, it's like, it's kind of like that. I don't want to be cringe or whatever, but it's kind of like that book, Siddhartha, where it's like you got to kind of figure it out for yourself. Or I guess they say that in, I think, Rehab too. I don't know where it's said, but I've heard that places. But anyways, So putting out the clothes and stuff the day before. Some other things that help me waking up. That's another big one. I'm always late, and so hopefully future employers don't see this. But yeah, I'm always late, and so I was leaving like literally. If I'm in my car, it's gonna take this long to be able to get to where I need to go. If I have like pretty much all green lights and stuff too. So I'm trying to wake up 5 minutes before that time, so that I can start hopefully arriving on time. And that always feels good. It sucks not being able to sleep that extra little bit, but honestly, that's not really going to help you an extra 5-10 minutes of sleep. It just feels nice in the moment. And then, but you don't have to fucking, like, I always rush. I'm always late, and I'm like fucking stressing the fuck out. If people aren't moving fast enough, I'm freaked out. If I get a red light, I'm freaked out. I walk in with so much shame when I have to see my manager and shit. And if I get talked to, then I feel so much shame and I feel angst and stuff like that. So if I actually just leave a little bit earlier, which I'm going to start trying to do right now, then it cures all of that. And what else? Another thing that I'm trying to do in my life right now, that I try to remind myself today, is to forget about yesterday and forget about tomorrow. Don't think about tomorrow. Because like I said in the previous video, I live the vast majority of my time in like a fake reality in my head. And so it's not going to be super easy, because I'm going to have to constantly tell myself, and they said this in rehab and stuff like that, and they say this in other places, but I'm trying to be more present, and especially with like not letting previous times or future times affect me. Because like yesterday I was thinking about today, and I was like, I'm going to do productive things after work, and I felt super disheartened and felt super bad, because I was like, every time I always say this, and half the time I don't even freaking do it. Not majority of the time I don't even do it, and so I felt super disheartened. But I'm like, I need to stop doing that. What happened yesterday has zero effect on what could happen today. Even if I've spent like the past year, multiple years, doing the exact same thing and fucking up in the exact same way for years, that actually has zero effect on today. Today is completely unique. The past no longer exists. The future does not exist. The only thing that exists is right now, today, and I have free will, and I'm able to control what I do right now. And not even today, just right now. So, and obviously that's a very common idea. I didn't come up with that. But it's really hard. It's one thing to know things. It's another thing to be able to do it and to apply it. So that's what I'm going to try to do. I did it this morning, and it helped a little bit, because it alleviates the depression and the disheartening that I feel when I think about doing productive things today, because I always think about, well, I fucking have been fucking up so bad, like I'm such a fucking loser and shit. And it's like, nah, that doesn't even exist. There's no reputations here. You know, this is all personal things. So I don't have to worry about a reputation and overcoming a reputation of some kind. I don't know, that's not the right way to phrase it, but you know what I mean. It's like, in my head, I'm like, I am this person. I am a lazy person. I am a failure. But all that's bullshit, because that only has control over me if I allow it to have control of me. If I want to be productive today, I can be productive today, and the fact that I am this kind of person actually doesn't matter at all, and doesn't mean anything. I'm whatever. I don't even want to worry about what I am. All I want to do is try to do things. So that's also hopefully going to help me later today. And also, last thing I want to say real quick, and this is brand new, I'm trying not to look at the clock as much and not think about time as much, but try to just focus on my actions and my next goal. And so far, it's been making the day faster, and I hope it stays that way. But yeah, I don't know. All my videos, I feel like, are a little pointless, but it is what it is. Thank you for watching this clip. One more thing, I didn't think about this previously, but another thing that helps is really social people that just keep fucking talking, even if you're not really kind of doing a good job talking back. I know some people can get annoyed by that, but me personally, like, I don't like interacting with people for the most part. But honestly, that's just because sometimes it could be bad, but sometimes it's not. And honestly, it's kind of nice, because even if I'm not super social, like, it does improve my mood. I could tell it improves my mood a lot. And I think that could also be factoring into why time is moving fast today. So, you know, I really, like, I'm a type of person, I nowadays, after so many, like, especially with, like, jobs where you're interacting with customers, like, not a big fan. Because there's so many rude people out there, and I just am tired of faking being nice and stuff like that. But, if you're the type of person that also feels like, oh, I hate interacting with people kind of like I do, you know, sometimes it makes sense. And sometimes, I guess, it could be annoying. But sometimes you gotta just be like, why am I hating right now? This ain't that bad. You know, this person, and I'm not saying that's how I feel right now, but sometimes I get tired and I'm not in the mood to talk, but then I'm like, yeah, but they're just being nice, you know what I'm saying? And that's like kind of like good way to, you know, my problem is being in my head all the time. It's a good way to pull you out of your own head, force you to be present, you know, and they're not doing it intentionally to like help you or anything. They just want to chat. But it's a side effect, and I think it's like kind of like a plus for someone like me who's like kind of just sitting there and beating the fuck out of myself all day while at work, you know, literally just a massacre. So yeah, another trend that I noticed is that I'll have really fucking horrible lows. Like yesterday, I had a really bad low. But then it's like I'll have like a spiral. I used to call it like little rabbit holes, or yeah, spiral rabbit holes, I think I called it. You know, and that's not a phrase I came up with. And so I go down the fucking spiral down the rabbit hole or whatever, and I freak the fuck out, and I'm like, oh my god, this shit sucks. I fucking hate this shit and whatever. And then after like 30 minutes, 45 minutes of that, then I usually luckily, it's followed by like peace, and like calmness, or like even like kind of like serenity or whatever, and usually it happens right afterwards. So I think that happened a little bit yesterday, but then sometimes it could be followed by more negativity, but that's only really if I'm fucking up in some way. So maybe that's what today is also, is that kind of calm after the storm. It's not usually calm before the storm, it's like calm after the storm, where you're just like freaking the fuck out, and then afterwards you're like fucking passed out basically, and then you're like, okay, you get back up, you just kind of like, okay, I got this. After 30 45 minutes of saying it's fucking done, it's over, I hate this, I hate everything, then you get that like peace there after. You're like, alright, let's keep going though. Let's keep going. Jesus. I always think I'm like, I look alright, and then I look in this, and then I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is wrong with you? But the way I say it is not going to do it justice, but I just feel really fucking bad about myself and who I am. And nothing special happened, so I don't know. Sometimes you just get like an actual look at yourself instead of just kind of like going through the motions. And so I realized like my self-esteem is so low, which I never really figured, because I guess there's more to self-esteem than just kind of like what your haircut looks like or whatever. But I realized that it's really, really, really low. And so I'm not happy to go into work today, but I was just feeling so bad. It stuck, and like I was going crazy, and that like my brain was about to fucking break. But then I was like, you know, sitting still is how I got all the sludge in my brain or whatever. And I said, I'm over here trying to sit still and fix it by thinking, you know what I mean? I'm trying to fix my problems by thinking, but thinking and just not doing anything is how I got into this situation. And so you can't fix a problem by doing the same thing that caused it. And so I'm not happy to be at work. It wasn't like the worst thing in the way. I've had worse days where I'm like, oh my god, I do not want to be here, but I'm not happy to be in work, and I don't think this is going to magically make the day go by whimsically fast with joy in my heart. But I am, for one of the first times, happy to be here, because I know it's going to give me a boost in self-esteem, and it's going to make me feel better. And a lot of the things that improve my life boost my self-esteem. And I think that's really a battle, is like things that detract from my self-esteem and things that boost my self-esteem. And obviously things that are good for me are going to boost it. So in that sense, I am happy to be here. And I'm happy to spend time here because at least I'm not sitting in a dark house dying. You know what I mean?